All right, so we're back here again. So last time we talked a little bit about routine activities theory. So we'll call this RAT. Not like the rats that we take in class, but just routine activity kind of stuff. And so when we talked about in the video before, right, we know a couple things, right? So we know that an incident, and so this is very important. So we talk about an incident occurring if there is a motivated offender, which we'll call motivated off. And this is someone who is willing to commit crime if given the opportunity. So it's not like someone who, again, feels up to the task or feels ready. It's just like, yeah, there's someone around who probably does, right? So item 2 is a suitable target. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a thing, right? This could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a thing that you covet, or something like that. And then for 3, right, there is a lack of capable guardianship. So when you have like the confluence of these things, right, what is believed to happen, so we'll draw a little map here in a second, right, is that, if we have the MO, motivated offender, we have the suitable target, and we have the lack of capable guardian, LCG, right? So when this is positive, and this is positive, and this is positive, this is believed to lead to a crime incident. But, because there is this little triangle, right? So if you could view like MO, you could view ST, and LCG, right? Like that. That is one way to visualize it, right? So let's say that you had, positives here, right? But there was a negative here, then a crime would not occur, right? So basically the theory assumes that any missing component, so if there's no motivated offender, no crime is going to occur. If there's no suitable target, crime is not going to occur. If there is capable guardianship, then a crime should not occur, right? So it assumes that any missing component equals no crime. So that's sort of like the groundwork for this kind of theory, the kind of perception of this. And so in some ways, right, this is, again, sort of a rational perspective. And basically tries to, believes that people make a decision-making process. So they believe that something is occurring. And they're processing, wow, is that a suitable target that I want? They're processing the lack of capable guardianship, right? So is this someone I could go over on? Is this something that it could exist? And so on. So, big thing with this theory, though, is that it does not try to figure out why someone is motivated to commit crime. So it doesn't make any expectations about human behavior. It doesn't say anything that, people with these characteristics or whatever are going to be less likely to commit crime, or they're more likely to commit crime. it just assumes that people exist, right? And in some ways, this is really great for environmental or place-based crimes. So, like if there are, like, if you had like little set of buildings here, and so on, and you knew might be able to explain why crime is going here and crime here, but not here or here or here. So why is that the case then, right? Well, it assumes that, criminal events, right? Like if you think about, we used Timmy last time. We'll use Sheila. Sheila has this long hair right here. So Sheila, criminal offender, goes into places, right? So she could be from home. She could go to a restaurant. She could go to work. And so these are main nodes in her places that she goes, right? And she follows these edges, which are like the pathways. So along this, right, Sheila could make like the assumption that of whether or not something is suitable. She could see attractive things. That was it. If she's motivated enough and there's something suitable, there's a lack of capable guardianship, then she could do it if she wanted to. That's not necessarily true, though, right? And so point being is that there are a lot of different ways that crime can manifest itself using this format in this perspective. So, what do we do with this then? So if we just assume, though, that, there's a lack of capable guardianship and that there's motivated offenders and suitable targets, and that's why crime does occur, and breaking these leads to something like breaking it. Let's see a little bit about how this manufactures itself into policy. So with this particular one, the biggest thing that people often talk about, right, is to create the appearance of capable guardianship. So if you think about this, right, it's a bit vague of a term, so let's break it down like a little bit. So this could be cameras. This could be, bars on windows. This could be lighting, so the risk of someone's getting caught. Or this could be a camera or the appearance of a camera. But this doesn't have to be about physical space as well, right? There are situations and there are applications that one could do, like with persons, right? So I know someone who's working on a project that's looking at women and like confidence assuring. And one of the big things that research has shown is that if you are if you walk stronger, powder, you're less likely to be approached or attacked or something like that. So that could be a shift in your walking demeanor or walking ability. So how can you look more capable as a guardian? This could just be like looking tough. This is also maybe like walking in groups, so no one's seen alone. This could be, or, if you think about like a public education standpoint, a lot of the, like you think about like policy initiatives that are like, lock your car, take your things, or hide your things, don't have people, I don't know what it is, lock, take, hide, or something like that. Lock your car, take your stuff with you, or hide your belongings or something. Like, that's a public education effort to target harden and to reduce the appearance of a suitable target, and to, if you lock your car, then you're increasing capable guardianship. So all of these things mean that, I'd say there's quite a few policy implications that come from routine activities theory, right? So it's very useful in that sense. It's also probably parsimonious. We only have 3 things that we're worried about. So we have 3 things that we're worried about, and they're really not like a big deal. You know, they're fairly simple to understand. It's the core idea is very simple. I mean, you can get lost in the minutia if you wanted, but you don't really need to do that. You know, it's also good because it doesn't explain offender motivation. So it's pretty easy, just accepts that there are people out in the world who are ready to commit crime. And so you can kind of change your reaction or change your posture to do that. So that part is really good when we consider this. And, you know, if we think about walking demeanor, if we think about, you know, like your body language, if we think about all the other stuff, you know, we could say this could also apply to white-collar crime. Account security or identity theft is to create barriers that look menacing and threatening to people. So, you know, if you think about this too, it can explain a wide range of behaviors, right? So this is something that's useful. So we'll end this module though, but this would be good for you to practice on your own or perhaps to discuss during packback. You know, what about the rest of the correlates? What about the correlates? Excuse me, we didn't discuss those in this video. Or what about the other criteria? Which one of these is most likely to be true? Which one of these are more likely to be faulty, and so on, right? So I would take some time to do that, work on that, and see what you guys come up with. But